Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the map Longshore. It's one of the last DLC maps for Halo 3, and of course is included with Halo MCC. But anyways, this map has a lot of water on it. Actually, it's got like an entire ocean, or entire sea, I guess. But I assume it's an ocean, actually, because I think it's on the coast of Africa. That's where it takes place, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, there's a lot of water. And if you go into water, it's really murky, and you really can't see much down here. It's really hard to see. So I thought of an idea the other day. What if we were to drain the water from this map? Well, after actually draining the water, it's actually pretty interesting what's at the bottom of the ocean on the map Longshore. So, first of all, the most noticeable thing is that, well, there's a giant wall of water underneath the first layer of water. I'll explain that in a second, but if you notice this wall of water, it's actually draining upwards, and yeah, it's actually not real water either. It's part of the map, but it's when you remove the actual water, that's what's under it. And if we get a better look around the map by removing the barriers, we can see how big this wall of water is. And as you can see, looking down at the middle of the map, it's a giant whirlpool essentially, and it actually looks really cool considering how big it is. With the ground's just empty there, and the water is just like draining. Well, in some spots it's draining upwards, other spots it correctly drains downwards. But it's essentially a giant whirlpool in the center of the map when you remove the ocean on top of it. This is how it's always been, because we just can't see it, because when you look underwater normally it's too murky to see anything. But it's always been there, and it's like a fake layer of water, which is why when we go through it, the other side it's all clear and there's nothing there. And there's no murky water effects or anything. The sound is all normal, everything. It's just, it's not real water. If we don't drain the water though, then yeah, if you go underneath that layer, you'll still be underwater and everything. But in this case, because we removed the water through modding, there won't be anything underneath. But yeah, so aside from that giant whirlpool in the middle of the map, let's take a look at what else is underwater, because it's a sight we rarely get to see. And actually, while we fly around and explore, if you guys are actually interested in stuff like this, I can definitely take a look at more maps throughout all the Halo games, not just Halo 3, and we could see what's under. We could just drain all the oceans on every map and see what's under water. And I doubt at this point there's anything still hidden underwater that people haven't found yet. But who knows? Maybe there's something out there that nobody ever noticed before because of how impossible it is to see underwater. But yeah, if you guys are interested, just let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely take a look at it. And I do also want to thank my friend Tuco for helping me do this mod. It's much appreciated. So definitely check out his channel. He's got a lot of other cool mod content on his channel. I'll include a link to his channel in the description, of course. But anyways, so while we're out here, we can get an up close look at these ships. As you can see on the inside, they actually have pretty they even have like a little interior that's actually kind of detailed, but there's really not much else there. And it looks like the sea floor is really pretty barren. Unfortunately, as far as I can tell, there's nothing secret or hidden down here. You'd think that with like all this giant ocean, Bungie might have, like, knowing Bungie, they might throw like some Easter egg down here, like a random, I don't know, like a random biped or some kind of like texture on the ground out here, like some random message. But no, it's actually pretty empty down here. And on the ships themselves, there doesn't appear to be any Easter eggs either. So, I mean, at least we can get an up close look at stuff that we never get to see before. You could see like details of the ship underneath that you would never have noticed before. But yeah, aside from that, there's really not much else down here. It's sadly pretty empty. Would have been pretty awesome if Bungie had some kind of Easter egg hidden down here. It would have been a great place to hide something that most people probably would never notice. But unfortunately, as far as I can tell, there's nothing. I mean, aside from the giant whirlpool in the middle of the map, unfortunately, there's nothing else really too interesting under the water, under the ocean here. But, you know, I only did like a quick scan of the ocean. It is kind of huge. The map itself, I mean, it's a medium-sized map for mostly like Slayer matches, but going outside the map, it's a lot bigger than you'd expect. And actually, that holds true to a lot of other maps in most of the Halo games, especially Halo 5. Outside of the barriers, there's a lot of like playable space, and you know, it's unfortunately we can't like forge out there or anything. Not in most cases. In some cases, we could get out of the barriers and do like simple forge stuff, but yeah, like a lot of these maps, they're a lot bigger than you expect, and a lot of that space goes unused, which is a shame, really, because you know, you could see that I was able to fly pretty far out, and you know, it's with mods, yeah, we can use empty space, but normally it's pretty much impossible to get out there, let alone even forge stuff out there. It is possible in some maps like Sandtrap and even Snowbound, but newer maps like these, they're a lot more thorough with keeping people from forging out of the map. But yeah, so hopefully you guys found this to be interesting, and if you did, as always, make sure to leave a like, and you know, leave your thoughts in the comments. If there's anything else you want to check out, or if you want me to look at other maps and drain the water from those maps, just let me know, and I'll do my best to look into it. But other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time.